Welcome in my channel today. Today I bring another topic called Flow Designer. Hope you like my previous video on the catalog builder, and today I'm going to just add a flow in that particular catalog item. I'll show you that how this Flow Designer work in ServiceNow. But before I move forward, let me again go back to the little step back and give you a kind of a background that how this Flow Designer or why this Flow Designer has been evaluated and come into the picture. The thing is that if you remember, let me take you on the instance as well, that will be little more and easy. If you remember, when I go here for the maintain item, I can see three options. Sorry, and yep, maintain item. I click on the maintain items. It's already open for me. So if I open any of the maintain item here, let me click here, maintain item here. Okay, if you go to the process engine, you will find three options to execute the process. Number one is a execution plan, number two is a workflow, and number three is a flow. The first question come in my mind that why ServiceNow give this sequence? Why flow, workflow, or execution plan? Why not its flow, execution plan, or the workflow? So this hierarchy shows, the top bottom up approach shows that how ServiceNow evaluate and bring the changes from the user requirement into the picture. So before, approximately in time of the Dublin or that time, only execution plan was there. To give a more user experience, ServiceNow come up with the workflow, and to come back or to give a more and more user experience with the concept or the principle called no code or the low code, they're coming with the flow. So this is a hierarchy. Number one, they put this into the picture. Number two, they bring the workflow, and number three, they bring the flow on the place. So when I say flow, I am specifically talking about the Flow Designer here. Okay, the working is almost same, but the usage is totally different now. Or I say that you can still use the common steps, common ways to build a workflow or a flow. In execution plan, when I was using ServiceNow in age of Dublin time era, in execution plan it is tough to put the approval mechanism. You need to be write a script for the same. But workflow remove that option. Workflow say just drag and drop, approval, your work will be done, because workflow provide a core activities, and flow come up with the more options here. So let build a new flow here, and will add on my catalog item called the method to which I created in my previous video. Okay, but before that, I'll take you on a ServiceNow website on the docs side and want to show that what is the purpose of the Flow Designer. It is not a new functionality in Cubic. This is the old one available or released in the Paris version. Still, many of my customers or many of my friends to whom I talk, they are saying that they are moving from workflow to the Flow Designer. Another important point which ServiceNow also say, workflow is not going to be decommissioned in coming releases. So nothing to be worried on that part. If you're still comfortable with the workflow, use the workflow. But the Flow Designer come with something new definition. The Flow Designer is a now platform feature for automating process in a single design environment. That is our number one point. Why single design environment? That will show you and explain you how designer lets process owner use natural language. So instead of do the coding, you can put the natural language here to automate approval, task, notification, and record operation without coding. That is one of the biggest thing which ServiceNow is coming on the part, and this is the thing which is required to be know for a functional consultant, process consultant, people like me who don't love to do code, who understand the technical part but cannot do the coding part. So for them, this is a good option. You can expand Flow Designer to communicate with the external instances and third-party system by requesting a separate subscription called the Request Integration Hub. So another purpose of Flow Designer to do a integration with the third party, and you can use the integration hub for the same. I'm not going in the deep dive of integration as of now, that's not required. Now come back to our process, our instance. I am on the cubic release. Let me show you that part. So to check the what I can say, to check the version of my system, I can go stats.do and I can show you that I am on the cubic release. So it will be clear that in the cubic release it's coming to me as of now. No license, no special plugin required to do that part, Flow Designer. You can use it as it is. So you can see I'm on the cubic release now. This is my personal instance number, and this is the things which is available here. Now let me go and create a flow. So multiple ways you can put a workflow. If you put search for the workflow, workflow will be open for you. You can go to the workflow editor under the catalogs here, workflow editor. You can search for the execution plan here. This is the one thing you can see here, execution plan. Or now I'm talking about the Flow Designer. So I'll search for the Flow Designer, and you will be surprised that ServiceNow not put this module under the catalog. They put under the process automation because the definitions say that this is used for the automation. If you see here, automating the process, and that is the reason they did not put under the catalog, service catalog application. They put under the process automation. So let me click on the Flow Designer. It will open in the new window. You can see here, because this indicates say that it will open in the new window. I can click here. Now my Flow Designer has been opened here in front of me. It will take little time because it's heavy to bring all the tables and the data from the background, but once it will be open, it will be like a new front end for you. You can do the approvals, you can do the task management, you can do the record producer or the incident creation from the workflow design, from the Flow Designer only. So now it is open here. Same stuff which I can see in the workflow: flow, subflow, action, execution, connection, and the help. I'll just create a flow only, and in the flow I'll show you a little bit the concepts or the operations or the actions you can utilize that part. So now I want to create a new flow. I can click here, new. You can create a flow, subflow, or action. Let me show you. The flow means end-to-end flow. I can see here. Subflow means like I'm calling an incident. In the incident I'm calling something for the task management. That is a subflow for me. Action, what action you want? Notification, task creation, adding command, activate plugin, all these things you can do these things. Execution is again from the task perspective, default SLA. If you remember that I say we have an execution plan as well. In my SLA, ServiceNow use these things: execution, connections. Specifically you build for the third party integration. You can see here it is used for the third party integration, and you need to be use the integration hub. So that is the purpose for this particular connection creation. I'm not going the deep dive for this one. Now let me go back and create a flow here. Click on the flow. Simple as we create on the workflow part. Let me open this here just to show you differentiation between all these things, like I did in my previous video, and I got a good response that people are happy that they are able to do the comparison of the two modules, separate module. So workflow here, I go here workflow, and you can see here workflow editor. Click here. In the workflow also we have a same thing, that you can create a flow, subflow as well, and the action, the same thing will be happening. I'm just opening these two windows to differentiate or to show the similarity between these two things. So now you can see here in workflow we have workflow, core, pack, custom, and data. Same thing, published and checked out. Here I have 5 separate steps, 5 separate sections. If you see here, which we see flow, subflow, action, execution. Let me put here Flow Designer demo functional, because I'm very true on my part. I don't have much technical knowledge. I'm just can show you on the functional part. I can put a description here. Let me copy paste these things here. You can select your application from here. I want to put a global because I'm creating the global. Otherwise you can put the required application. That's fine. You can change the domain. Protection is read only, specifically that other than you no one can make a change in this part. So I'm not putting any protection here. None. Run as. When this workflow will be run, I say user who initiate the session. It means the person who is going to be use that particular catalog item where or record producer where I'm going to put this thing, the workflow should be restarted. Or the system user, I say no, it is my person who user initiates the session. Role, if you want to put that person who is initiating the session should have a role, you can put ITIL role, anything, you can put it as per your requirement. Let me click on the submit button here. I am just creating or just adding a name called the flow designer. The same thing happen here. If I click on the new workflow, it show begin and end for me. If I click here new workflow, it will ask me a table now. Let me show you these things. Don't be confused that Atul, you are showing flow designer workflow. I'm just giving the comparison so that you can map and you can understand that, okay, do I actually need to move from workflow to the flow designer or not? Okay, name, test, workflow. On which table I want to create? I want to create on the sc underscore request underscore item. On that I want to create that particular stuff because it's taking time. So let me go back to this quickly, or let me try for this. Okay, no worries. Let me go here. Okay, so few things you can see here on the screen now. Number one, it is inactive, that is it is still not in use. You can see the parameters from here, status, draft, application, global. Let me minimize my window here and show you something on the screen. It is not required. Let me open it here. And domain is global, it is hide here. Let me show you again. See, domain global, status, draft, application, global. It means you can see that where or at which place you are going to be create your flow as of now. Okay, let me minimize this and let's see if workflow is there. Okay, let me open this. Okay, it will take little time. Let me go back to the flow design. I'll show that what we select here. Now it's a trigger. It means on which table you want to create this workflow. Number one point, I add my table here. Okay, it's open sc underscore request underscore item. I put it here. Here I need to be know my particular table name, but I'm a functional consultant, I'm a process consultant. I don't have any idea. Sorry, it's not request, it's REQ. I don't have any idea about the table, so it is tough for me to remember the tables, right? REQ item. Okay, but here the beautiful part, click on the edit trigger where you want to create. Select a trigger, click here. You can see here I want to create on the service catalog. Simple, no, not a single table name you need to be remember here. Service catalog, that's all. Your work has been done. If you want to see the advanced option, you can see here where to run the flow, in the background, in the foreground. If you go here, stages kind of stuff. Stages are not there now. It's a workflow driven or it's a stage order. Simple. So I'm just putting at this place. I say it should be as a none. I don't want to go anything, do it here. But by putting the service catalog, it is selecting the table automatically, that is sc underscore request underscore item. I click on this part, done for me. You can see that as soon as you click on the catalog item, you can see requested item record. It means it will run on my sc underscore request req underscore item table, and these are the fields available on that particular table. But here this option was not available. Let me click on the submit. I'm just doing a comparison just to show you that why or what are the new points available in the flow designer. Okay, second point is that you see that it's showing begin and end. It don't have any begin and end. The trigger point is the begin and it is the end itself, so nothing to be worried on that part. It is still inactive, status modified, application global. Now let me go and add some action. If you want to see the properties, you can see here. Let's go a little later on that part. Let me hide this to minimize my screen. Okay, come here, add a action. Action means you can add any action, workflow, flow logic or subflow. Flow logic basically your conditions, subflow you want to add something. I'll just put a simple steps to just give you the overview. I come here on the action, what I want. So you can see here installed Spox. So we have here the core activities here, like So like we have a installed Spox. ServiceNow core, what you want to do? Ask for approval, create or update record, create task, delete record, action status, application portfolio, connect, a chat one basically, continuous integration, CSM case type, because I am working on my these things, what I can say, service catalog. So I'll put the ServiceNow core functionality here, the core activities here. I want that it asks for approval. Okay, that's fine. I click on the ask for approval. Now it will ask to whom you need approval basically. Simple thing, I go here, I put approval here, I put a user approval. And it will ask me the person or the group name here. That's fine. I go here. A beautiful, because if you guys work on ATF, something that they pick up it from there and bring into the Flow Designer. So now we have two options. It say action is ask for approval, record, on which record you want to ask for the approval. It say drag and drop record data pill. It is my data pill basically, or it is my scripting part. If you want to put script, just click on this and you can write your script. Again, I am saying that I have no idea on the scripting part, so I will not come on this part. Let me go here and click on the uncheck this and click on this particular stuff. Data pill picker for the record. On which record you want to ask for the approval? I said I want to ask for the approval on the catalog. On catalog, which one? I say I want it on the item level. That's all. Everything has been done. Nothing to be worried on that part. Simple logic, nothing to be worried. Like this here, all the tables I put it, but conditions I can still put. Rules, approve or reject, or approve or reject. I say approve or reject. When? Choose approval group. I say when anyone approve or reject. Which group you want to bring it. If you have already some approval condition on the top, you can bring that as well. I'm again saying that this particular option available in ATF application, then automation testing framework, which ServiceNow give the same functionality, they're bringing it here. I show you that part as well now. You can add a user, you can add a group, or you can add a me as well. Manual approvals. I say let me add a group here. Which group you want? I have one group, admin training group. I'll add it here. Simple. Due date you want to put, same thing. You want to put any due date for the same, how much time it required, you can put it. Otherwise I click on the done. One action has been done for me. Now add an action of the flow logic. Let me add one more action, and that action is basically for my task creation. Create an action. Now something is important to be understand here. Okay, there's a two option. Create a task, and if I scroll down, create catalog task. Both are the different. When you say create catalog task, it will create your task on that RITM. But when you say the task, it will create a simple task on the task table. Okay. Before that, let's create a record. Create a new record. And I want to create a record on the incident table. Select a table. If you have any previous table, it will create. If you want to add a new table, I'll be adding here. Incident. Why I am adding it? Because I want to show you something on that part. Now I click and add field value. And you remember, just remember this line. To automate the process. This is the automation I want to show you here. Click here, add a field. What field? I say short description. What value you want? Short description value is test flow. Just one value we will add. Done. Now I will add one more this thing. Action. Action. Create a task on my incident record. Create task here. Okay. And create a task. It asking on which table you want to say. I don't want to create a task on the task table. I want to create a task on my incident record. Click here, create record, incident table. Or if I show you the option create record, incident record पे मुझे बनाना है. I want on the incident record. Sorry, or you can put any further activities here. I'll say okay, create on the incident table only. Let it put like this. Okay, add field value you want to add, you can add a field value. Let me add a short description again. Task description, nothing, I'll put it here. Done. Let me save this. I am saving it, not publishing it, not using it now. Okay, let me save this. You can see my status is still in draft. The another benefit which ServiceNow give here, if you remember that if I go to the workflow, if I close this, I get option here, validate workflow, but we don't have any option to test my workflow. But these things has been removed and come to this part. You can test your records here. Test, and you can put a random record ID here, RITM ID. Let me put a 18 number. Run test. The same thing which we do in the ATF as well. I'll create a new video on the ATF very soon, guys. So let's wait for the same. Your test has been finished. See the logs here. Multiple reason, waiting because it is asking for the approval. Not run, not run. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, let me publish this, cancel, and let me activate this flow. Okay. So now when this flow will run, it will create one approval, it will create one incident, and it should create one task on the incident level. That is the automation I'm showing you here. Okay, let me put one more thing here, and action. Let's have one catalog task as well, because I want a catalog task, so I need to go down, down, and here I can see catalog task, so that it should create sc_task table. Okay. Okay, it say okay. Where you want to create, I say requested item. I say the item which is created on this part. Requested item, on that particular item you should create a task for me. Short description, task test. Nothing I'm putting, you can put the variables, all the things if required. Just click on the done here. Done. Save. And activate this thing. I'll tell you one more thing here. Just give me a minute before we execute this. Let me open to my maintain item in the meantime. Okay, maintain item. And in my last video which I created on the catalog builder, let's open that only. And that was basically on the method. Sorry. Method and demo catalog test method one. Let me click on this. Okay, and now I'll change the workflow to, sorry, I'll change the flow to the my flow designer now. Okay, go here, remove this, because I created a flow. Let me put my flow here, and I have a flow called the flow designer demo functional. This is one which we created just now, flow designer demo 1. Let me update this. And now I'll go back to my service portal. What is my catalog item name? Demo catalog item method 1 test. Go here and go to that particular catalog item. Click on this part. Okay. And I'll go to my particular training option here. This one I created, I added one workflow here. Click here, and now I will click on the save. Yes, and request. Simple. Now the task is, now the thing to test this workflow in the practical stuff. Let it be saved now. I'll go and show you everything here. Okay, this is my 48 number. Okay, copy it. I'll go here, click on this, Let me minimize this thing. Okay, this is my request. Don't be confused, friends, because I already added one workflow on my REQ level, so I'm just closing that only. So nothing to be worried, Atul, from where you get this workflow. This is already, I am doing some R&D in the previously, so I created one workflow on the REQ level as well. Okay, and let me approve, because I took the trainings as well for as a functional consultant site, so I do this R&Ds. Now I go to my requested item, click here. Let's see, is it the workflow is running or not? Yes. Okay, number 1 point which we created here, it should go for the ask for approval. Which group it should go? Sorry, it should go for the group approval for the admin group. Let me approve on someone behalf. Number 1 part has been done. This activity has been done. Let me open the flow in the side window so that I can show you flow context. Let me open, and you can see here. See, it's loading, operation is in progress. So the same manner I'm just checking the workflow, the same manner I can check the workflow as well. Okay, it giving me error, create task template. Okay, empty error, but it created one record. That is the one thing which I intentionally put. Okay, let me go and open my incident table dev incident.do. Okay, just to show you that how a new incident has been created. So you can sorry, list underscore do, my bad. Okay, if you go here and you see task has been created, completed. Let me open this, create record. It say yes boss, your number 45 has been created now. Let me verify. 45 has been created. This is what created through the flow designer. Okay, now I go to the next part and say okay, glide record, set table name, empty table name, because I cannot create my task on the incident. I can create my task on the task incident table only, right? So that is the reason it's showing fail and giving me error here. As this has been done, so it will not run the next step. Let's do the flow modification. Create task. Nothing to be checked out here. You can deactivate if required, otherwise you can do it. I said table, let me change my table here. Created record, I'll say not incident table specifically, or let me put the table here. Create task, let me remove this here. Okay, either I can select the task type incident table from here, incident underscore task. Okay, or I can put my record as well. Service create record. I need to put the record number actually. Batch number C. Description MN. Yes, sorry. This one. I said go to the incident table, pick up this number, and then create a task for me. Done on this particular stuff. Okay, now let me save and activate my workflow. Activate this. In the meantime, let me open another workflow as well. Go to my home, because the previous one which I created. Okay, let go here and create a new catalog item. Create a new request now. Okay, it's created by me, so let me put my name just to validate if we are doing anything wrong or not. Flow batch 2. Okay, I'm here in the service portal. Click here, so you can see here catalog incident record I created. After that I created a task as well. Let me show you here on the incident table. Okay, that's fine. Let do a practical here and go to the training. Go to the functional training, click on this catalog item method 1, select yes or no, and click on the request. It was 48, now it will be 49. Okay, yep. So let me see if anything is working on that part. Okay, it is already there. Let me do a approval here. Okay, it is approved. Let me reload my page. Okay, request approved. Okay, RITM has been approved, but no task is there. Let me go back and approve my REQ as well. Only then it will move forward. Right, 49, that's fine. Okay, approve this, approve here, and then I'll again go and approve my request here and click on the approve. Yep. And now I come to my item, click on the item here. Oops. Did we do something wrong here? Let me open my flow context and reload my page, or we did something wrong or did not activate that. Where is our workflow? It's activated, publish, all the things are there. Let's see what error it is giving to me. Oh, non-existent table. See, it's created a task, it go for the approval, but again it's not creating a task for me because this is not a table for me. Okay, in short, something went wrong in my this particular option only. Okay, if I pick up my old workflow, you can see here, create task on the incident table. Okay, this thing, incident record. What record we created? Let's see what wrong we done here. Create incident record. Let me go and check on the record incident table. No, it will giving me some error here. Incident, that's fine, done. Let me open this 47 number. Okay, so in short, if I'll not take much more time on this recording now. Okay, but in short, the thing is that it is easy through the workflow to identify the gaps, to identify the problem, to identify the issues, that where this issue has been creating. See, no task has been created here because something I put wrong. Let me put a record here, or maybe I need to be change some values here, then it will work for me. Okay, one thing important which I want to be highlight you guys here is that click here. You can add the stages as well, flow stages like this. You can add a request, change request, or requested item stages as well. It means you can put your conditions, you can bring your workflow, you can build your workflow on the basis of the stages as well. And how to add the stage here? I can just leave here. Okay, let me minimize this. I can go here, in this my flow designer. Okay, and here I can say in between, click add a stage. Which stage you want to add, you can add it here, or you can get a new stage as well here. Okay, or you can get a stage here as well. If something is there, it will be appear, it will, otherwise it will not appear here. So you can do the staging part in your workflow designer very easily. Okay, so this was all about that, how you can do the create the these things workflow, how can you utilize that workflow, all these things you can do the at your end. But only bottom line is there, don't worry, ServiceNow is not going to decommission workflow in a coming releases. That is the what I came to know in the ServiceNow community and the ServiceNow website. See, if they did not decommission the execution plan till date, more than 8 or 9 years, I was seeing this ServiceNow. So how they can remove this workflow in the next 1 or 2 releases. So don't worry about the same. It is totally up to you, but you need to be considered that on which cases, on which parameters, on which areas you need to be do the workflow designer to be utilized. Okay, so guys, this was from my side. Thank you so much for watching my video. Once again, please like the video, share with your friends and colleagues in your office. If you did not subscribe my channel till now, please subscribe and motivate me. Only one intention, one motto is there: learn and grow together. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. See you soon, guys. Bye bye.